When Scopely finally dropped Faction Armadas into the game for G6 players, they actually made a massive change. They changed them from group Armadas and made them solo. Yes, that's because there wasn't as many G6 players in the area at the time, and obviously G6 players were looking for a bigger challenge than what those level 60 Faction Armadas could actually provide. Well, guess what? These things do, and on today's video we're going to be talking about the G6 Amadas. Now here I am in a rare system, yes, the rare Armadas, but obviously I've got the cube available in an uncommon system, so we can actually start there. Because what we're going to do, I briefly mentioned this in my G6 video, I've had this on the docket to actually do, but I'm finally getting around to it. I've got one problem though. I've already claimed the directives that I actually need, so they'll have to get added in editing in 24 hours time from recording. But anyway, where do we get the directives from? Well, pure and simple, you're going to go into your claim section and you're going to look into your gifts. Didn't mean to do that particularly. So if we jump into chess, what you can see here is uncommon galactic directives. That is what they're called. They're not called Faction Armadas. So when it comes to events which ask you to spend FK Armada directives, like Alliance tournaments and also material spends in at the weekends during arcs, do not mistake them for these, because they're not the same. They are not the same. Is it the material spends? Oh no, yeah, you got them, and you can do Solo Armada, so hopefully this will actually work towards that particular event too. Sadly, at the time of recording, it's a Wednesday, not a Friday or a Saturday. So, just bear that in mind. But what you'll get out of it is you're going to get 300 directives every single day, every 22 hours. Sorry, I've got a bit of a tiny snout. But 300 directives every single day for you to be able to do Armadas. Now, how does that compare when you actually think back to what you had to suffer through G3, G4 and G5? Well, the first part is you got your Alliance directives from in here, going in here, spending Alliance credits 250 just to get one Armada. And then, I'm going to actually do this, you had to suffer the indignity of waiting a full 7 days, well, 6.5 days before you could actually claim any more. And that's not the only place where you could actually gain them. If you jumped into your dailies, I believe here it is, 10 directives right here, and then was there a 5 somewhere? Yeah, 15 directives out of here every single day. Yeah, that's another week. So basically, in a week, you could get 2 full Armadas, uncommon Armadas. Yeah, that's pretty shocking, isn't it? Well, no longer when you enter G6, you can finally actually enter. I can't remember if I've got enough to actually fill that line. If I've got enough to fill that line, we can. Oh, brilliant! We can actually pull it, so we can actually get the maximum. There you go, 15 directives to actually be able to do it, and yeah. So now you can get 3 uncommons per day to do the G6 Solo Armadas. Now, I haven't got... oh yeah, the board cube's there. I don't know if the board cube is going to actually be able to handle these things, but when you actually take these things on, let's actually just waste some directives. And what you'll see is the fact that I've got 4,800. I've already done 7 before recording. Yeah. It's easy to build these things up. So, easy. 90-second timer. You can speed them up as well, because what I want to do is I want to show you the starter chest as well for this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to follow the path. But the one thing is as well, when it comes to the rare directives, sourcing is way easier than the FKR ones themselves. Now if the board cube can do this, I will be shocked. It's just a little over 1 billion. No, it did lose. So that's not a problem. We'll send the enterprise back to actually show you that in a minute. So once you've actually done that, obviously you're going to go into your Alliance store again, and you're going to be met with these 3 right here, which is your G6 Solar Armada packs. Now, when you do complete the uncommons, you're going to bring it in here. You're going to have the option of 3 chests. I can pull 3 chests on a regular basis. If I do these on a regular basis, just build them up. On the 3, if I only do 3 a day, this is a 22-hour cooldown. I might be lucky to do the 2 chests. It depends. But oh crap, why did I just do that one? But you can see I get 35 directives. Here we go. We might as well just use this as a little incentive. So as you can see, I'm going to get G6 packs, I'm going to get G5 packs, I'm going to get G6 materials. Am I getting G6 materials? Well, I've got G5 materials for definite. So yeah, and there is some G6 materials there as well. But plenty of parts. And then I'm also going to be getting something which is I desperately need. Rare hazard particles. This is the only place you can actually source them. And they are going to be for specific research within the combat research tree, in the G6 area of that tree. I'm also going to get hazard particles as well, which is going to add on top with what else I get from like Pinnacle of Power, I get from my dailies, I get from actual mining and combat in hazard systems into the dailies. So that's absolutely great. And then also you get galactic acclaims as well. They are RNG based on what you'll get, so just watch out for that. But as well, I'm going to get some standard repair speed ups, standard speed ups and repair speed ups. So you got 8 hours there. That's not particularly too bad. But also directives, as you can see, the rare ones for the 3 chest pull, I've got 105. That is 35 for every single chest. Now, for those of you who remembered how the Stellar Loot worked when it came to Armadas, you could get an uncommon every single day. Was it every day? Oh no. Yeah, I think you could do the uncommons every single day. You got just enough to do it every day. But the one thing is as well, you could only got just enough rares to do a rare every 2 days. This is exactly the same. You can do a rare every single 2 days. And then what you're going to get out of the rare when you complete the rares, well, I'm not going to claim this one just yet because I'm actually going to run an Armada because I want to show you the start chest. But you've got the epic directives as well, 250. It is 500 for the epic Armadas, 200 for the rare Armadas. But again, 2 days on the uncommon, that's going to give me enough to do the Armadas. And then if I do the 2 chest pull in here, so every 2 days I could potentially get an epic, or every, if you really want to boil it down, if you go down to the 1 chest, that's 6 days. 6 days, and then 6 days I can get one of these, and then however, and then say an extra twice that to do the epics on the 1 chest pull. So again, an epic every 12 days. Okay, it's 2 days higher than the epics you got from the Stellar Loop, but again, it's still a lot better sourcing. To be honest, actually, it's not as good a sourcing as the FKRs, because if you actually do the FKR rares, if you can get the directives, you can actually, if you do it right, you can get a decent amount of epic directives in the FKRs to be able to do them on a little bit more of a frequency, probably like 1 a week at least. 2 if you're really lucky. But here, yeah, you're potentially looking at a maximum of 12 days and you can do an epic. Now, at the minute, I can't reach any epics because the Enterprise is not powerful enough. I need Shipyard 63. I need a G6 uncommon just to get that. This is one thing as well that's going to be tempering my opinion on which one is best, the G5 epic or the G6 uncommon. To be honest, they balance each other out on what you're actually going to need. So yeah, it potentially looks like I'm going to need that G6 uncommon. Damn, I was hoping to save to a rare. But anyway, so in here again, I'm getting G5 materials, I'm getting G6 materials, G5 parts and G6 parts as well. But then as well, I'm getting the option of a load of speed ups, so standard speed ups, as you can see here. A chance of 22 1-hour ones, so it's just under a day, or can actually get a full day over the far side. 3 hours, 5 hours, and then obviously, oh, sorry, these are repair speed ups, all of these. And then obviously some resources, some faction credits. And again, I've got some rare hazard particles, hazards, and I've got some galactic acclaims as well. So, which is actually pretty nice. Now, if we quickly look into the epic chest as well, there's no extra directives because guess what? It's an epic. You don't need any more. Well, actually, you do need more. But yeah, as you can see, I've not done anything yet. But again, it's exactly the same. just in higher quantities. If you look at the day ones, the chance at 3 days, 72, 1 hours, that's 3 days. 24, 3 hours, that's 3 days. So let's have a think about 80 times 9, 80, 72, 3 days. So either way, I'm looking at 3 days of speed ups if I actually pull them on a single chest pull, which is actually quite nice. Repair speed ups, resources, and again particles and the galactic eclipse. So it's actually quite nice, all these. So let's have a quick look at the starter chest then. So we're going to do the rare one, and then we'll go back and look at the 62 starter chest as well. I don't have any charts or screenshots to actually put up for you in regards to all the starter chests, so we'll just go based on this. That's how easy the rares are in this to get. They are so easy. 1500. Wow, that's at least 7 starts I can actually do. But we'll get this in. We'll give it a speed up as well, so you can actually see the speed up in action. But it is a lot better. In all honesty, Armadas are a lot better in G6. I can now literally turn my FKRs to the Cardassians, so I can work on the Starbase, which is a defunct feature within the game. But who knows, Scopely may decide to do something with it in the future. Who knows? So, the starter chest then. We'll have a look at the starter chest and what we're actually getting out of it. 35,000. Okay, not particularly that big, but given the amount I've actually got, I could run all 7 of these and end up with a fair whack. Now, if I can just get hold of that's it. I'm hoping I wasn't having to move the camera, but if we jump in here and look at this one, about how much loot we actually got out of it. So I got 34,000. So in total, that's nearly 70,000 loot I've actually got out of just that one Armada. Now, bear in mind that I can do one of these every 2 days if I do the uncommons at the 3 chest pull. And I'm going to have to move my camera now. So let's jump back into the boxes, and then I should have sent the Enterprise off. 50,000, 70,000. Okay, so it's not going to quite get me that 2 chest pull. Obviously, you are paying the higher taxes here. You're paying the tariffs here for this for this pleasure of getting more chests. You're paying the tariff. So 50,000. That's going to give me the 1 chest pull. So 150,000. I could do another one just to get the 2 chest pull, but you know what? I'm in no rush for the epics right now, so I'm just going to pull it and see what we actually get. So I've got the directives, got the claims, and I've got 22 hours of speed ups, but I've got no rare hazards. So that's a bit of a downer for me. If I'd have actually gone for it and actually gone for the 3 chests, the 2 chests, then I'd have been alright. Now, as you can see, the rare is a 3-day cooldown timer as well. The uncommon is a 22-hour cooldown. I'm going to guess the epics are 4-day. It's not a problem. Absolutely. So let's go over to wrap up and actually do an uncommon. And also, I'll show you the crew that I'm actually using. Was it in there? You will have to go through and have a look where the Armadas actually are within G6 space. It's going to take me a few minutes to get there, so we'll be in editing. But here we go. This is the crew I'm using. I've not changed my forbidden technology over to the that torpedo thing, that uncommon one. A minute and a half. But I'm running a loot crew, so I can pull as much loot as I can. I've got the power. The Galaxy class starship for me is extremely powerful. 2.6 billion. Running morale below deck as well gives me an extra 200% maxed out ship. But as well, I'm not just operating morale, I'm also operating burning and hull breach, going for the isolytic damage as well. Because I forgot to mention, these things have abilities as well, so we'll have a quick look at that in the uncommon. Also running mitigation there. I'm fighting chance. That's Wok, Dr. McCoy. Winning Gambit as well against Armada and Hostile, so that's increasing my critical chance. And then Pellier with Isolytic Defense as well. And then I've got the Doctor at the end, increasing some more loot as well. I could put Doc Brown on, but unfortunately, no, I couldn't, because he's not for Armadas. He's Hostiles only. Make sure you read those descriptions on the actual officers about what they can do. So the Enterprise, after all that blabbering, should be nearly there. Yes, I've got the cloaking device for the Enterprise as well, so if I wanted to do that as well, I could add that extra bit of damage as well. So the Enterprise has entered the system. So here's one here. So abilities then, as it start combat, increasing isolated damage by 150%. Remember, these are only 62 levels, so it's potentially going to go higher the higher you go up. And then isolated defense as well. So you could be looking at maybe putting... actually, there's nothing to kill isolated defense at the minute in the game, if I remember correctly. But isolated damage, yeah, you can certainly do something. I got Pellier. She'll do some reduction on that one. And then also you get the credits, you get the reputation as normal as well. So jumping in here then, I'm going to run this one and I'll show you the starter chest for this as well. So, yeah, man. Get in, Doc. Get in there. Let's get it ready. Okay, had a little button issue there, so had to sort that one out. But here we go. I'm literally out of the way of that button actually on this one. So nice easy kill for the Enterprise. Let's have a look what she actually got, and then we'll look at the chest as well. So like I say again, nice and easy to do. If you got a G5 Epic, nice and easy. If you got the G6 Uncommon, even better. 103,000 I got out of that. So we saw what loot it was. It was about 45,000. So I've increased it by, what, 130% at least. And then claiming the leader's chest, an extra 105 there. So that's 205,000. So 208,000. So is that going to get me 3 chest pull? No, I need 900,000 for that. So the chances are I'm not going to be able to do the 3 chests. So realistically, with 3 Armadas, I'm potentially looking at around a 6 day every 6 days where I can do a rare. But like I said, if you actually build up the loots and really work on it, yeah, you could actually get yourself to doing rares every 2 days. And if you're really lucky, you'll be you can get enough to actually do a single chest. So yeah, you would be looking around about every 4 days at a bare minimum to be able to do an epic. If not, every 12 days. But anyway, that's G6 Solo Amadas. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Not much more you can be said about them. I mean, even if we just took a look at the battle log, I will get my words out. 5 rounds. That was it. That's all it took. How many rounds did the rare take me? Come on. First couple of days of an hack is always fun. Plenty of lag. But here we go. 8 rounds for that. Yeah. With the G5 Epic level 60s, I can wipe them away without a problem with this ship. So, yes, they are providing a little bit more of a challenge. But, yeah. I mean, you can see how much damage the rare did to the Enterprise. Not a lot. Still got over 2 billion hull. So, but anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope this is give you a brief insight to the G6 Amadas if you're not in G6 already. Now, what I will say for the G6, if you are looking at entering G6, be careful. Make sure you are ready. There's a lot of stuff you need to go. RevJuice has done a video with a recommended checklist. It's not say you have to do this. It's his recommendations. Go check that out and make sure you are ready for G6 because these things are waiting for you. And if you don't have at least a tier 10, yeah, you might need 3 ships. But the one thing is entering G6 with 3 ships, it can be a little bit problematic. So, but at the end of the day, that's up to you how you want to play your game. But anyway, until then, thank you for joining me. I'm Admiral Pegasus. Stay safe. live long, prosper, and I shall catch you on the next one. Goodbye.